Hello and welcome to the Moto3 Italian race. This round, we are 5 minutes away from the start of the race. I am your commentator, Megan Birch, but I shall be primarily passing over to TNT throughout this race, as I shall be doing also with the Moto2. So, as we are going to get underway, I shall pass you over in a moment's time.
In qualifying, put him a little down on the grid. He's been used to being stuck from the front row, but he's feisty. He's looking so fast and aggressive. I remember him racing rookies out here last year. He made some strange maneuvers, let's say, but he was so fast and aggressive. So I'm excited to see Kelso coming through. Likewise, you mentioned Becerra's so aggressive. The other side of the second row of the grid, David Munoz. We will be treated to an absolute classic here. It will be bar bashing, it will be shoulders out, elbows bouncing off each other on the run to turn one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. We saw Pedro Acosta there. He used to treat us to some absolute gems, didn't he, in Moto3? What a hero he was. But this is the scene here in Mugello for our first race of the day. Scott Ogden is on the front row of the grid. What can he do? Alvaro Carpe from pole position. Let's go to comms, Neil and Gav.
And in between the pair of them, we find our championship leads, Jose Antonio Rueda in second place. We saw a rookies race that had 20 bikes battling out for the win. Will it be the same as we get ready for 17 laps of Moto3, our first race here at the Grand Prix of Italy? Good morning from the magical Mugello circuit. Our first race of the day is Moto3, and on pole for the very first time is Alvaro Carpe, looking for a first win in his rookie season. Alongside him, the championship leader, Jose Antonio Rueda, already got 5 to his name. And then Scott Ogden rounds out the front row, a great performance all weekend. Some big hitters on the rows behind. Angel Becerra has Jacob Ralston alongside, who's the one, but David Munoz is in there, Max Quiles, Joel Kelso, David Almanza's one to keep an eye on. And anywhere you look, as you go down through the field here, you've got Italians there, Nicola Carraro, Luca Lanetti, someone who come up with the goods today. Dennis Foggia's a previous winner in the Italian Grand Prix in Moto3. Vicente Perez riding for Michael Lavity this weekend. Eddie O'Shea, you saw him, decent weekend all round actually for MLab's Honda team. Right in the back, you saw Valentin Perone, who was sent to the back for a little bit naughty slow riding after he set his fast lap in qualifying. But you know what, Neil? Even from the back of the grid, you can get involved here in Mugello, can't you?
Yeah, do you know what, Gav? I've been waiting all year for this race. I love Moto3 races around Mugello. When I think back to the 125 days and some absolute classics. It's this track was designed for designed for any motorcycle, but with that long start finish straight, slipstream is huge. Like you just said, it was, 10 abreast in the Red Bull rookies. I expect more of the same. And just let's hope this man at the front can get stuck in. Let's hope Scott Ogden can have his best result.
There's Cormac Buchanan on the number 14 for New Zealand. He started back on the 8th row, but has done loads of laps by himself. Hopefully won't have too many of those today, because I reckon pretty much everyone can get involved in the battle. Such is the flow of this racetrack, and in particular the long start-finish straight. That means that if you can get in that slipstream, it's very, very hard to get away without there being some kind of incident. Beautiful ribbon of tarmac, which wends its way either side of a valley here in Tuscany. It surely, Neil, is not one that you sat there can call.
No, not at all. Do you know what you need here? Believe it or not, and it's rare I'll say it before the start of a race, you need a bit of luck. You need to be in the right position on the last lap, or the start of the last lap, I should say, coming onto that start and finish straight, not the end of it. And that could be 3rd, 4th, 5th, could be 6th or 7th. If there's a group and there's a big draft, you can go from 7th all the way into first into turn 1. So yeah, you definitely need a bit of luck. All I'll say is, usually you don't want to lead out the last corner on the last lap. It's tight. As in,
it was in a rookies race earlier, it was decided by half a wheel length. Yeah, across the line, and the rider in second won.
Yeah, if you get the perfect exit, if you lead in, then you're okay. But if any sort of mistake, and obviously you have to brake late into the last corner on the last lap, yeah, it's super tricky.
I think like I was saying before, tactical thing. You've got to have a little bit of
We're thinking tactical. You've got to be calm under maximum pressure, and then you've got to be aggressive. That's going to be the key to this race.
Will we see the new winner here today? Will Alvaro Carpe chalk up his first top step on the rostrum at the end? Will Scott Ogden get involved in the dry for the first time since that opener back in Thailand? Will Jose Antonio Rueda extend his 52-point lead in the championship over Angel Piqueras, who heads up row 2? He's someone who'll get his elbows out. Jacob Ralston in the middle of that second row looked great all weekend, and then David Munoz, fresh from winning his first race, is also on that second row, but it could be from the third row, Quiles, fourth row, Furusato. So many contenders here today, or maybe even one of the Italians. Here we go, Scott Ogden on that front row then, as we get ready to race. 17 laps of Mugello for the Grand Prix of Italy in Moto3. And they are on the way. Good start from everyone on there on the front row. And straight away, you see them all dive for the right-hand part of the racetrack. They're trying to get an inside line down towards turn 1, all riding over the chevrons into that first corner. It's a good run down to that first corner for Carpe. And Scott Ogden attacks already. Jose Antonio Rueda. He's going to perhaps run a bit wide, but he's passed back and he hangs on to third place. Carpe did it well though at the front. He leads. Rueda second. Ogden in third. And then just behind them is, it looks like Angel Piqueras. Yeah, and David Almanza's made a good start in fifth.
Yeah, Almanza's been fast all weekend. He was fast last time out in Aragon. But great start for Scott Ogden. This is what he has to do. It's one of those situations around Mugello, pass or be pass. So you can always put yourself in the position where you attempt the pass and it prevents you from losing the position.
Already the two Japanese riders, Yamanaka and Furusato, just going on the edge of the racetrack as they went up the hill there. Through Casanova Cervelli for the first time, side by side. We've got Munoz already doing battle with Jacob Ralston down into Arrabbiata. Up Arrabbiata Due, over the top, over the crest. This is such a great racetrack for these motorcycles. Jose Antonio Rueda pulls to the inside, and Scott Ogden attacks down into Scarperia. This is good to see. He's got a little bit of confidence this weekend. And on the CIP bike, the number 19 with the pink number, pink helmet, he's up to second.
Scott Ogden has had top 3 pace all weekend from every session. He's been right up there. He's looked comfortable on the bike. He's looked confident. He's looked, to be honest, a bit like a different rider. So
a little bit wide though. It's Corantayo there and Rueda, and then Almanza just picked him up. But that's going to happen.
That's going to happen all race long for all the riders. You've just got to keep calm, get onto this start-finish straight, put yourself in a good position, and use the slipstream.
Got Piqueras there on his outside now, and this is through Ficine for the first time. This is where you all see now. They're all line astern. Again, it looked like Furusato perhaps onto the green paint on the outside. A busy first lap for him. But watch as they come through the kink here on this straight. Hanging to the left. Scott Ogden's going to the outside here with David Almanza. There you go. Down towards turn 1 and into first corner. Here comes Angel Piqueras. Ogden, a bit of a slide for him, so he runs wide. And they all run a little bit wide actually in there. And on the inside, Jacob Ralston on the line, and then Ogden back up to third. All change.
Oh, Munoz, and was it
Quiles, I think.
Quiles. I mean, that's sort of the nature of the track. The lines do cross, but there was nearly contact at a tricky area on the track.
Ogden under pressure then, and he is past. They went up, looked like Jacob Ralston, was it, going through on the break? Yeah, the Aussie up to third. Excellent.
Oh, crash in the background. I don't know who it was.
Yellow flag, sector 2.
Casanova Cervelli. I thought Ralston was going to have a go.
32 and 54.
Going off. It's so common, isn't it, over the top there, up at Borgo San Lorenzo. Here comes Ralston. Excellent. Isn't this good to see for the Aussie?
Yeah, best showing all year. We're talking about the man who's currently in second place, the young Australian who broke his neck in a pre-season crash, and we thought that was the end of his season.
Vicente Perez it is, I'm sorry to say, for Emlav, and Ricky Rossi, the Italian, unfortunately crashed out of the race up in the top there, and it's probably coming together. Rushan Moodley also has gone down, so the South African has come a cropper early in this race. Ogden on the inside of Almanza, down into Corantayo.
Moodley's crashed out as well.
And Ralston just hung out a little bit on the outside of that long right-hander. It's Carpe leading, Piqueras in second. The one rider not featuring necessarily at the front yet is Jose Antonio Rueda. And once you start dropping back, you've got to put your front foot forward, haven't you've got to keep moving forward, because this is what will happen. Look at Ogden, fourth a moment ago, and now currently, as Lunetta then comes through, you're dropping back down.
Yeah, but how interesting. Let's watch the slipstream effect now. So Scott Ogden's, what, 7th place going onto the straight. Let's see where he is at turn 1. He should be probably about 2nd or 3rd if he gets the perfect draft. He's in the perfect position. If he goes to the inside, he should be able to make some passes. Yeah. As you can see on the green bike on the inside.
David Munoz was strong onto the straight there. He's going to pick up another couple of positions. Oh, contact between Munoz, Anthony, and that's Almanza and Ogden.
Crash.
Ogden on the inside of Almanza. It's one of those. We've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times at San Donato.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Almanza. Superb race pace, worked hard all weekend.
It's like
Didn't
4 in a
look like he
minute.
did a lot wrong.
Yeah,
Was it Munoz?
There was Ogden on the inside.
Okay.
Munoz was in front of him and made contact with someone else. There's just so much going on.
Sorry for me,
It was
yeah.
like more than 2 eyes.
Sorry for guessing it was Munoz.
No, Munoz did have contact though with someone in front. Let's have a look again. So look on the inside. The 64 is Munoz. I think he makes contact with Lunetta, yeah. And then you just see, and that's actually Almanza coming back to the line there.
It's an absolute racing incident. Scott Ogden's done nothing wrong. He's holding his line, and as you can see, Almanza comes back aggressively. So yeah, that's contact, and do you know what? You learn from that. That's Almanza's mistake.
So as we go on board with the helicopter, so saw Scott Ogden go through on David Munoz, so he's back up to 4th. It's Carpe leading. The person I'm excited at here is Luca Lunetta. Here we are with Luca in 3rd place, having a look at Angel Piqueras down into Arrabbiata, turns it lovely underneath Piqueras there, Lunetta. But he has come at Lunetta from 13th on the grid, and he's up to 3rd.
Yeah, we know what Lunetta's like. He's very, very aggressive, really likeable character, excitable character. I can picture his grin now on his face. He'll be loving this.
Absolutely, riding for the Simoncelli team, and there's Marco Simoncelli, number 58, grandstand up there at the back.
Hey,
It would mean moments so much.
Sorry to interrupt. Fastest man on the track, Eddie O'Shea. Just set the fastest lap of the race.
No further action. Perfect decision, we think, from the stewards there. Just one of those. It's going to happen. Look at this. 10, 11, 12 abreast, and then they all want the same patch of asphalt. Down into turn 1 at San Donato. And Quiles now getting involved around the outside as Carpe looks to have held on to the lead there. Quiles
Look at that.
Piqueras. So fierce, isn't it, from Piqueras? Going up through Luco.
That was borderline, Gav. You can't ride through people. I tell you what, if Luca Lunetta had not sat that bike up, he'd be in the gravel now. Hey, but how good? We've got 2 Brits in this battle.
Yeah,
Eddie O'Shea is in this battle. And another fastest lap from Eddie O'Shea, the fastest man on the track.
So good to see, isn't it? He's back on the number 8, right at the back of this group, but it's a front group of 21. Back to Tactical Brasserie. The only rider not in it is Noah Detmiller.
Yeah, it's one of those races when you go home and your mates ask you how you got on, you went, well, I finished 21st, but I was battling for the win.
I was 1.9 off.
Yeah, like, really?
That's what it currently was over the line. Here we go with Quiles behind Carpe. We're on board with Carpe. Down through Scarperia Pelagio, right-left combination. Just look how much the track undulates. Drops down there, over a little crest here, and then back down again, and it's always dropping all the way through Corintaio. Quiles, with the inside line, is going to take the lead.
So, do you know what I'm keeping my eye on now? Is your championship leader, Ruedo. He's sat in about 5th, and that's 5th, 4th. That's where he wants to be. He's not overstressing his tyres. If you think last time out, that's what he did wrong, really, in Aragon. He led the race and ended up with no tyres at the end.
Yeah,
Is that Peroni right at the front?
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah,
7th.
Yeah, from back of the grid.
What do we say? He could get involved here today. Yeah, Jacob Ralston, who was 2nd a moment ago, he's down in 15th. It's just all changed, and it will be again as they come down the straight. Try not to get ahead of ourselves, because this race will run and run and run. Down towards turn 1, Carpe on the inside. Whoa, that's tight, isn't it there? Rueda on the outside. I think he's thinking, I need to stay out of the mess here. Oh, Piqueras and the rear of Quiles' tyre. Oh, almost made contact. And then Pini and Munoz made contact with each other.
I was watching Pini then into turn 1 on the outside, risking everything. That's Guido Pini there, the young T, 17 years old, lives 2 kilometres away from the track, the most popular rider in Mugello. Honestly, I've never seen so many flags, banners, T-shirts, all for the young Guido Pini.
Yeah, and it was up there at Poggio Secco where he has a lot of his fans. I've got all the gravel that's on the racetrack there, up through Materassi, Borgo San Lorenzo. This is Casanova. The next one is Savelli. You'll have heard about it. That's the famous Valentino Rossi face on helmet. That was the corner where, yeah, it's scary. All the riders say it's scary.
It'd be scary if you're in the middle of this pack right now. Oh.
Knocking lumps out of each other early on in this race. Again, 5 abreast down into Scarperia. Luca Lunetta not taking no for an answer as he rides on the inside. Guido Pini as well, forceful on Piqueras. This is important here. Just looking further down the order at likes of Ogden and Ralston not to get too beat up too early on.
One of the things you'd be really careful. Look, we've got a big group right now. What can quite easily happen is one mistake and all of a sudden that's it, it's done. There's a break in the group and you catch yourself in that second group. We've seen it so many times with races like this.
You've got to find your rhythm again, haven't you, once you've been knocked off your perch by a couple of these aggressive moves like Guido Pini on Curasato here. That one could rock them. Carpe, for me, the way he's riding, he's taking sweeping lines, isn't it, all around the racetrack. I'm liking the look of him. He's in fourth currently. He's Rueda leading. But look at Carpe just passing Lunetta by the line. Carpe was in front of Lunetta. All the dress rehearsals for that final lap. So Max Quiles just hugs the inside of Rueda's bike and takes the lead once more. Go back down for the order again as Quiles runs wide. Rueda takes charge once more.
There's that many moves being pulled on riders. There's not a lot of room, as you can see, and some quality riding, very aggressive, but sort of keeping it clean at this point. Oh, who was that on the inside there? Was it Pini on the curve on the inside? Guido Pini makes me nervous. He's already had a huge crash this weekend.
And how did that crash happen?
By taking too much curb on the inside. This is the man we're talking about. Tall, gangly, likeable, young Italian. But you do feel like he just maybe rides too much with his heart.
Through Arrabbiata 1 and 2 up the hill, Italian on Italian, as Pini goes through on Lunetta. Over the top of the crest, Quiles pulls out of the wake of Rueda, almost, if nothing else, blocking the line for anyone else thinking about going through and attacking. He's happy there. He's put off the foot peg on the outside for Max Quiles. He came through Pelagio.
I'm pleased to say Eddie O'Shea is hanging in nicely. He is in near the back of the group, but he's in the fight for the first time, really. He's not really been in the, what you could call the lead group. Big steps this weekend.
Yeah, it's encouraging, isn't it, after changes that the team made over the last couple of weeks. So, Rueda leads. Lunetta took to the inside line there into Piccini. There are 3 or 4 lines, aren't they, through this corner? Rueda looks to get that just about right, but the problem is then you're providing a slipstream for Quiles, who's providing a double slipstream for Lunetta, and so on, all the way down through the order. To the inside for Alvaro Carpe. Saw people this morning, and Lunetta's doing it actually in the rookies race, taking to the outside line, and sometimes you do take yourself out of the mischief that's going on in the scrap for the inside, but you also put yourself at risk.
That's the problem with the outside. It works, definitely can work, but if anyone goes down, you're going to get collected. We've seen it so many times over the years.
Climbing up the hill all the time, out of Poggio Secco, and then we go to the next left-right S uphill as Lunetta passes Piqueras again. It's going to be relentless, this. Got very tight there between Guido Pini and Valentin Peroni from the back of the grid. Is up to third. What did we say on the grid?
Yeah.
Even in 28th on the grid, you have a chance. 26th it was.
Peroni, a rookie this year, a rider that maybe we didn't expect too much from, has been really impressive. Very aggressive. He's made a few mistakes, but I tell you what, he's got some drive and determination. Even in practice, doesn't he? He passes people at will. Oh! And contact there with David Munoz, who was on the inside. I think Peroni would have seen him, actually. I don't think Peroni will have, because he would have picked it up at the last minute, but obviously he'll have felt like pushed it wide. Thankfully, both riders stayed on. That was close. Munoz just now ahead of Pini, behind him, Rueda and Ogden. It's Lunetta who leads the crew, an Italian leading the Italian Grand Prix through the Bionetti S's. This is what you'd love to see, with a number 58 proudly displayed on the front of his Team Simoncelli bike. Oh, he's tight in there.
Adrian Fernandez has come into the mix. Well, if it wasn't spicy enough, I'm just going to chuck a sprinkle of Fernandez.
Yeah, a rider who's definitely got a major lack of peripheral vision. Very, very aggressive. Never doesn't know if someone's alongside him or not. He'll just lean in, won't he?
Old letterbox Adrian, yeah, as he comes out towards turn one.
What a race, look at this.
Oh, and again, Carpe had a look at Fernandez then. Looked across him and said, what are you doing? Leaning on me, down towards San Donato. Lunetta takes to the inside through there. There's Furusato, a little bit of a special Italian design on the Japanese rider's helmet this weekend. It's punch or be punched here in Moto3.
Meanwhile, Rueda's dropped back a little bit, but he's my favourite. I think he's saving his tyres. So is Quiles. Quiles is down in 7th as well.
There were riders earlier in the rookies who were down in 20th and they got involved in the battle for the leading back, went on to lead in Marco Morelli, for example, the Argentine. So it can happen, and he saved himself to the last. This is on board with Carpe. There is the Munoz-Peroni moment.
Oh yeah, what a great shot this is. So Peroni's going to lean in. He's in the corner. Oh, I mean,
how Munoz doesn't go down there?
Yeah, normally it flicks you right over the high side there if you'd have it Munoz. I mean, the move is not on. I won't mind, Peroni's knee was on the white line. That means, yeah, you're at the apex.
Back out the front, here's Max Quiles starting to come through once more. He's in about 7th position as things stand. But again, it's pointless as trying to keep you abreast of everything that is going on position-wise. All I can tell you is all the way back still to Tachkon Boisserie in 21st. They're all in one group as Lunetta wails the inside there through Corantayo.
Yeah, it makes you... Is that a Honda thing? I've seen him on a few other parts of the track using a tighter line.
Yeah, Intermagine's been doing it, hasn't he? Yeah, Boisserie at the back of this group, 2.4 seconds behind, is in the race. Jacob Ralston, who was second in this race, is down in 19th behind Eddie O'Shea, still in this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is why, as they go into the straight once more, we're about at half race distance, am I right? If we line 9 to go.
Munoz must have been on the grass there. It was on the wrong side of the white line.
It does
scare
them. Heebie-jeebies out of you, doesn't it? As Guido Pini, that was coming. It was Pini on the inside of Munoz. Munoz then pushed wide, and it's Luca Lunetta who goes down.
That's a crash.
With Adrian Fernandez
Riders
on the outside.
both okay,
of the Leopard riders are out of this race.
It's just the reality of these tight groups going into turn one. You sort of hold your breath every lap. I need to see the incident again, but you'd mentioned Fernandez is super aggressive anyway.
He was on the outside, to be fair. It was Munoz and Pini. And Pini collected the knee of Munoz, who had to pick it up a bit, and in doing so, for my money, went into the path of Fernandez. I think it is a gain, for my money, from one viewing a racing incident, but the stewards are going to have a look at it.
Yeah, we sort of knew that. We sort of knew the stewards were going to be busy during this race.
My nerves can't take another half race of this.
I can't tell you how fast it feels through that Arrabbiata 1 and 2, and they're literally lying the bikes on top of each other, like they're doing 10 miles an hour. No, that's about 110 through that part of the track.
8.5 laps gone, 8.5 to go as they drop through Pelagio once more and into Corantayo. This race is not run, it's not decided. Here we go. Have a look at the 94, the black bike, and then the 64, the Luna's not on the inside. So there's the 94. Peroni squeezed out. Pini on the inside there. Oh, no, actually, just try what contact there was.
Munoz gives him a nudge, but we'll have to see if there's why he's done that. He's done that to... Yeah, he's sort of
on his inside.
Yeah, in reality, you've nowhere to go. It's just... I feel like that's a racing incident. The outcome's awful. Two riders going down. It looks violent.
But Munoz taking evasive action from his teammate on his inside. He's just moving.
The problem is reputation, though, as well. Gav, in reality, because we know David Munoz...
Cross there, moving. Furusato squeezing. Scotland's foot came off there. As Furusato was trying to squeeze through a gap, and suddenly it's all changed again. Nicola Carraro coming up to the fore. It's Quiles leading. Around the outside, Yamanaka. They're just saying it's always safer out here. Quiles takes charge once again. Carpe second, Peroni third. Dennis Foggia, who? In fourth. You heard of it?
No, a long time. I think retired.
Junior GP champion back in the day. Winner here in the Italian Grand Prix in 2021.
Is he still racing? We've not seen him on TV for a while. How impressive.
Number 71 for Dennis Foggia.
Been nowhere all weekend as well off the pace. But he's in the group, and now he's using that veteran's experience. I know he's only 24 years old, but he's a veteran in this class.
Well, there's Rueda, right back. He obviously got caught out somewhere, so he's right down the order at the moment. Down in 15th it is for Jose Antonio Rueda.
I love it.
He's not done.
I love it. So there's only 20 riders circulating, and basically 19 of them are in the battle for the win.
Rueda's alongside Eddie O'Shea at the moment. That just shows how tight things are here this weekend and how much Eddie has made a step forward. That's out wide. Keyless loves to go outside track limits, but that's not one of those that will count against him.
Yeah,
He allowed those on the red. He does it, you know, in some interesting places to carry that little bit extra corner speed, but he has to contend with the serrations on the curves in doing so. Valentino Peroni there in second. Is Peroni going to lead a Grand Prix for the first time as they come into Pacine? When they cross the line, there'll still be 7 laps remaining. What's the moment where you start thinking, right, now I need to get involved, now I need to make my presence felt? How late can I leave?
Put it this way, if I was Rueda, I'm too far back, just in case the group gets split, if there is a crash, an incident.
Remember we talked about Jacob Ralston down in 19th, he just crossed the line in 9th.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? The pin's been pulled, actually. Keyless has got to the front, and that's just starting to stretch his field ever so slightly.
New fastest lap of the race from Dennis Fodger in 4th, now in 3rd, as he makes his presence felt on Alvaro Carpe through turn 1. That was wily, wasn't it, from Fodger? Just running Carpe out wide as
Keyless.
We see another change of direction from Keyless.
Yeah, Keyless went for a gap that wasn't there then, and Peroni from the back of the grid leads the race.
Is that the first time we've seen the Argentine leading?
Yes.
Maybe there's been a moment sometime this year, but
definitely.
here he is, the number 73 at the front. No further action involving that incident with Munoz and Cohen. We gain.
Bang on. Absolutely 10 out of 10 from the stewards this year. Again, Keyless out. Oh!
Dennis Fodger, hello, welcome back to the party, mate. And he leads the Italian Grand Prix.
Did he
rolling back the years?
Did he hear me criticise him at the last round saying, I think it's time to retire? He's like, I'll show you who's retiring, Hodgson. Good for him. Really pleased to see Fodger leading a race again. I did not think we would see that. Well,
it's the Italian Grand Prix and magical things happen here in Mugello as Fodger drops down towards Correntine. It's an Aspar 1-2 here with Valentino Peroni in 3rd behind, turning on to the inside, Triumphant Rossato. That's John Kelso. Haven't mentioned him yet.
Oh!
But he's there, huge one.
Oh,
It's going to be horrible. Oh, Eddie O'Shea's had to go into the gravel.
Oh, very lucky there. Missed all the bikes that were going on the track.
Has gone out of this race, but it forced Eddie O'Shea up, and so his chance probably would have been gone. And this is the problem here for Rueda. Is Rueda still there? Because it has been split up.
It's been split up. Pini just got nudged. I don't know who was on the inside of him. It was one of them handlebars clashed, and the rider on the outside is always going to go down.
Well, that's pushed Ralston right back to 17th. Eddie O'Shea now has completely lost the grip. Cormac Buchanan, it is chasing the Kiwi, was in the mix, and unfortunately now found himself the 2.5 behind. It's still not done, but it's changed the how this race looks now.
So Rueda's behind Scott Ogden in 11th place. He's 1.4 seconds off, so he's going to be fine, but he almost got, let's say, stuck in a second group.
See David just at the back of the group trying to hang on. Trying his level best now to get back in, and Guido Pini, it's not been his weekend, unfortunately. Let's see it again.
Right.
Kelso it is on his inside.
Yep.
So Kelso's there.
Yeah, it is going to be Kelso, isn't it? Just a nudge. It's nothing. It's not intentional. It's just racing. I'll tell you what. It's been a lucky day for Guido Pini. This was one of those horrible crashes, sliding across in front of the traffic. I mean, he's got away with that.
And then it sent a couple of riders off into the gravel. Oh, well, Eddie O'Shea was in particular. Looking at that one in the stewards room, busy up there this morning. I hope they've had their coffees. Not to keep their eyes across, as we're finding, trying to commentate on this race. Still a front group of 12 back to David Munoz.
I'm intrigued to see what David Munoz can do. Winner last time out. He was calculated, he was smooth, he's always aggressive. It was his finest hour. It's his first ever Moto3 Grand Prix win. Can he back it up?
1.8 off, isn't he, at the back of the group currently?
There's definitely time, isn't there?
Absolutely. Again, it's tight in Pacine.
Any one of these riders can win this race.
Yeah.
Who wants it the most? Who's the cleverest? Who's had some practice runs during this period of the race? That's what you should be doing.
When they cross the line, there's 5 to go. Which is it, though, Neil? Is it the fastest? Is it the cleverest? Is it the bravest?
It's a combination of all, and like I said right at the beginning, you need a bit of luck.
New fastest lap of the race, David Munoz. Race winner last time out in Aragon. He's at the back of the group on the yellow 64, the black bike. Still has a chance to win this race if he can continue that pace. As far as I think that goes through on Peroni. Keyless has led for that whole last lap. It was a new fastest lap of the race from him, but then everyone behind it, his slipstream, got quicker still. See, Kelso on the inside of his bike there. Just watch Eddie O'Shea here.
He did the right thing. He did the right thing.
He's kept going, didn't he? You got to feel for him, having been involved. But what a boost of confidence, nonetheless, for him and for MLab's team.
It's been the biggest step in his young Grand Prix career, hasn't it, Freddie O'Shea? Biggest step in the right direction.
Down through a Rabiata for Max Keyless, taking charge, grabbed it by the scruff of the neck. This race trying to stretch them out. Munoz has got through on Ogden now, so Ogden back in 11th ahead of Joel Kelso. It's this part of the race where you need to make things happen now. You need to start making your way forward, and that's what Munoz is trying to do. Nicola Carraro on the inside of Rueda is trying to do similar. Well, pressed by Carraro here.
Yeah, we've not seen Carraro up there at all, have we, at any point, really, this year. His best results are 9 so far for Carraro, so he's feeling it. You've nothing to lose. You're nowhere in the championship if you're someone like Carraro. Risk it all. Yeah. Be a hero. This is life-changing to win the Italian Grand Prix.
Well, that Rubicon Snipers team that have had their successes over the years, battling for championships, famous old team there. And just riding around the outside, Nico, Cicchini and Cole will be delighted at what they're seeing from Carraro in his own Grand Prix, but it's a Spaniard leading for Max Keyless, 4 to go as they cross the line. Carpe, and then behind him is Valentino Peroni. I'm so impressed with in this race from the back of the grid. Here comes Taio Furusato, starting to sharpen his elbows a bit, as is Yamanaka, who finished on the podium here a year ago. Foggia up to 3rd, Yamanaka on his compatriot Furusato. Furusato is going to just hang on in front of Piqueras. He's going to come on the cutback.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, class move. And a classic class move. So Mugello move, that isn't it, on the cutback. So now you want to work your way forward. You've got to try and make sure you're in the top 4, top 5. You don't want to be in, like, the back. How big's the group? You don't want to be 10th. Well, Scott Ogden is or
Rueda currently.
Yeah, Rueda. You need to start working your way forward. It's getting risky. With 3.5 laps to go.
You've got to make moves on the next straight, haven't you?
Yeah.
You have to start making... contact there for Furusato on the inside. It was Piqueras he was onside, or Yamanaka it was, actually. This is hotting up.
Dennis Foggia.
Leading again.
Do you see what he had for breakfast up this morning? I saw him, honestly, in the hospitality. He had 5 espressos lined up. Yeah, I'm ready.
He'll have needed it.
Let's go.
Well, he is.
I'm back.
Rolling back the years here.
Yeah, he's been here before, hasn't he? He knows what it's like to win an Italian Grand Prix. He knows what it's like to lead. He knows what tactics you need at a track like this also. Say, very experienced rider. Dropped back into Moto3 this year, and it's been a nightmare, to be honest. Joined the Asphalt team, but we expected much more from him. He's been battling for 15th throughout the season. Look at him, 3 abreast round the last corner.
Just shows how many different lines there are. And there, Nicola Carraro up onto the green. Here we go then, more slipstream. Everyone's now weaving across the racetrack. They won't like this up in the Stewart Room, but it looks okay on that occasion. As long as it's one move, should be okay. Here we go then, down towards San Donato once more. Who's going to be brave here? Who's got the slipstream? At the front. Carpe takes over once more, round the outside there. Wow, Peroni is brave. He is so brave. And look, you talked about Rueda. You've got to move forward. And what's Rueda done?
Yeah.
From 10th on that last lap, he's up to 5th.
Up to 5th now, in control. I feel like he's saved his tyres. Is that an arm wave?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was. It wouldn't be a tear off there, would it?
That'd be a strange place. Yeah, that'd be a strange place to be taking it.
I think he can be frustrated with everyone, but you've got to ignore it. You've got to strap it on and go up.
Yeah.
You've got to get out there.
Stick to your plan.
So, as Carpe leads them down through Savelli, here Keyless, he's going to take that wider line again, yeah. And then he takes the inside through Arabiata, 2 into 1, do not fit through there, and Fudger also coming through as he's eased wide.
What a racetrack. What a circuit.
It is providing us with some more brilliant action here in Moto3 with 2.5 to go for Furasato.
I forgot about the angelic face of Furasato, who's an absolute demon on that Honda.
And again, he's going to attack Carpe here, isn't he, on the inside into Correntaio. Carpe just closes the door wide from Quiles through there, but that means he shouldn't
What's
get
he waving at?
He keeps waving at everyone. Maybe his mum's in the crowd, I don't know, but he seems to be waving around this racetrack. Alvaro Carpe.
It's a funny one.
Still in second place behind Dennis Fodger. Where do you want to be? You've got to start thinking now where I want to be in a lap's time, heading on to the final lap. Oh, Quiles on the inside.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, on the last time coming out the last corner, no one passed over the line. So look at this now, Fodger. If this was the last lap, no one's going to pass him over the line. The line's coming. Now,
slipstream.
Oh, there is the line.
Messed up for everyone, isn't it? Yeah. With the little weave across the racetrack.
They're weaving a little bit more than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're normally allowed one sort of weave. They're going backward and forward a little bit too much.
Down into turn 1, still 12 riders in this front group, and it's Carpe leading from in second place, Dennis Fodger. Max Quiles is pushed wide by Furasato. I thought he was about to get a return move from Quiles. Then Piqueras his name. He loves this sort of thing, and he's got stuck into it. Here comes Munoz and Rueda, and Rueda goes through on his compatriot.
1.5 laps to go. How bad do you want it?
Got to make it happen.
You have to force it to happen now, because everyone's... Look at this lead group. You think of all these young, aggressive Spanish and Italian riders that will ride through you. Your David Munoz, who's literally just barged Rueda in the background, pushing him well offline.
Who wants it most at the moment? Alvaro Carpe's found his way to the front, and he's pushing on, trying to create a gap behind himself. I don't think it's going to work, though, because straight away Fodger's back on him. You have to admire the aggression of the likes of Furasato, Quiles, Piqueras, Munoz. They're all there. They've all got it in them. Rueda, much more of a smooth kind of rider. Is it going to be his day today, though? Because he's down in 8th currently. And when we come through Correntaio, you've got the Biondetti S's and the Pacine corner, and we will have 1 lap to go in the Italian Grand Prix in Moto3. A breathless race from start to finish. We still don't know who's going to win it.
And this is where it's won or lost, because it's the last corner at the start of the last lap. So who's timed it right? Who's got the right position? We're going to find out in about 15 seconds when they get in the braking zone at the end of the straight.
Here we go. So Carpe's leading. Fodger trying to get some slipstream off him. Then Furasato behind. Perone's been great in this race. He's not afraid at all. Munoz so close behind Perone, trying to find a slipstream. Carpe pulls to the inside, down towards turn 1. It looks like Fodger has the edge, and that's just experience there. The way he just cut across the track, and he prevented anyone from attacking on his inside. Angel Piqueras comes through there, but it's Fodger leading. Dennis Fodger, the veteran of the class, who's leading from Carpe in second, Quiles in third. Quiles, oh, I thought he was going to come back there.
Keep your eye on Piqueras. He's super aggressive. He's actually run a little bit wide there.
Oh, that's got off into the gravel. He's done. He's stayed on the bike, but he was forced out wide, and he's now going to finish in 12th place unless something else happens, and that's another 12. I'm sorry to say, but Scott Ogden, he got tight there. Shake of the head from Alvaro Carpe. But I'll tell you what, you're going to have to get your gloves off if you want to fight Dennis Fodger. He is the scrapper of all scrappers.
Yeah, Fodger's rock hard, but they all are. Look at this. I mean, Arabiata won side by side. Fodger's going to get him back, though, up the hill.
He wants it today. He wants to prove that there is still a bite in Dennis Fodger. Over the top of the crest, down towards Scarperia, and Fodger has the edge. Has he got it in a run to the line? David Munoz pushes Rueda wide through there. Munoz is up to 4th place now. How's he got there?
Right, you've got to go defensive here. Don't leave the door open or someone's going to dive up the inside. Oh.
Quiles has Tim Carpe. Aspar 1 and 2 is going to be coming to the final sequence here through Biondetti, 1 corner to go. How does Fodger win it from here? He's leading, he's got to get this last corner right.
Go defensive.
Or his teammate is going to beat him to the line, or Carpe might beat him to the line. Here comes Fodger. Quiles surely going to go through. Of course he is on the inside. It's Fodger widely though. Is he going to get a slipstream? No, he's not. It's between Quiles or Carpe surely to the line. Very, very tight. Perfect through there from Max Quiles. Could it be the 17-year-old taking victory in his 5th Grand Prix, or will it be Carpe? It's Quiles who wins here in Mugello. The to take victory from Alvaro Carpe, fellow rookie, from the veteran himself, Dennis Folger. What a Moto3 race, Neil.
What a race. I mean, what can I say? Quiles, I said it's going to be who wants it the most. Track position perfect, into the last corner, super aggressive on his teammate, braking with a lot of lean angle, trail brake, held his breath, got the perfect exit, weaved just enough and won it by literally a tyre's width.
It's another Mercian coming to the fore in Grand Prix racing. 17 years of age, his 5th Grand Prix. He's had 2 podiums in the last 2 races, and now he has chalked up a first win at the same place. His hero, his management team, Marc Marquez, he won his first race here, and this kid has echoes of Marc Marquez. He's taken victory in the Italian Grand Prix. We will have all the celebrations and reaction when we come back from the break. Catch your breath.
Right, so that was the end of Moto3, and that was an absolutely amazing race. Congratulations to Quiles for his first ever win. I'm just going to inform Joshua. A lot of crashes there in that race. There was approximately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the riders were out, and Ogden has post-race received a long lap penalty. That has just shown up, and you're seeing that now. And that left us... Okay, so we started with 26 and we finished with 19 riders. That was carnage for the riders. I cannot believe that. And Joshua's not answering. Hold on. And what's this? 3-second penalty, insufficient time to someone. I've not managed to quite see who that was to. Double podium for CF Moto Aspire team. Yes! That was amazing. I mean, not only have one of their team managed to get a first win, but also they've managed to do it with a double podium. I mean, that's basically one of the big dreams you can have as a team, especially for someone's first podium. Oh, have to turn my laptop back on. Oh, and we're about to go back towards the TNT coverage. Now, it may be a quick off after this, or we may be able to see the podium, though. I'll pass back over now.
To Mugello, where Maximo Quiles, remember the name, 17 years of age, has taken his first Grand Prix victory in just his 5th start in the World Championship. There we are, first pole, podium and win, taking the same venues as Marc Marquez. There is a certain symmetry. There's a certain echo in his riding style as well, Neil Hodgson, because this kid looks to be going places. He's on the move. A year ago, let's not forget, he got a full race ban in the Red Bull Rookies Championship for weaving, and yet he's come back here this year and done the business. And there are the Marquez brothers welcoming him home to Parc Ferme.
He appears to be the real deal, Gavin. He's got some talent, and when you say he's like Marc Marquez or the Marquez brothers, it's the way he starts his weekends. He's fast in every session, he's really aggressive, he doesn't appear to waste a lap, he's not wasting tyres and fuel. He's just honestly, what a talent. Imagine having, this is his 5th GP and he's already won one. It's his 3rd podium. Unreal. And for someone like Piqueras now, you're absolutely gutted because the younger version of you've just come in and won the race, but Piqueras has got a great career ahead of it.
You're the next big thing, and
All of a sudden,
the next big thing. Top of your screen, Scott Ogden, we saw, has got a long lap penalty. He'll be given 3 seconds. It doesn't change anything for him, but it's for irresponsible riding. We didn't see it. Must have been when he ran off onto the gravel on that last lap. Look, he had a great first few laps in the race, ended up at the back of the group, and then just couldn't find a way forward. But the weekend has been positive, but unfortunately it is another 12th across the line. I'll just point out behind him, Jacob Ralston 13th, Nepa 14th, Buchanan. Cormac Buchanan was 15th. He picked up a point with Uriarte, Bouasri, and Eddie O'Shea. Again, I have to say, a really good weekend for him. Just caught out with that. I mean, scary accident. Guido Pini.
Yeah, Pini was so lucky. Like I said, he'll be devastated that he crashed out in the race, but he'll watch it back and think, okay, the racing gods are on my side today.
There have been tears, haven't they, on the cool-down lap for Dennis Foggia?
Do you know what? Because he'll have been questioning himself. He will be doubting himself. When your career goes off track and you start to lose the feeling, lose the love, lose the passion.
Have you been there?
Oh, I've been there so many times, and that's the reality of racing. And it's rides like this. Sometimes you just need that one result to rekindle that self-belief, the love, the joy. Let's hope for Dennis Foggia he's back, because he's an incredible motorcycle racer.
Alvaro Carpe was excellent again today, but this is Maximo Quiles embracing members of his entourage, or Mark Marquez' entourage as well, actually, down there. There's Valentin Perrone. I think he's come to apologise, actually, to Alvaro Carpe down there. But Valentin Perrone was excellent himself, finishing 8th at the end.
Yeah, just 0.4 off on the back of the grid. That's not bad for the rookie.
Good touch, though, isn't it, to come up and obviously was making an apology to Carpe. Obviously, contact at some point. We saw Carpe was frustrated a bit during that race, a few arms flailing here or there. Oh, we've been served up a treat to start the day. And you know what?
Moto2 looks, it's really hard to call.
Yeah. If we go by Aragon, we should expect another thriller. There's Carpe just congratulating Dennis Foggia. Joel Kelso today crossed the line in 9th place. Had the contact with Pini. No action taken. It didn't look all there, did it?
No,
Joel? And it hasn't over the last couple.
No.
Just needs to go back to the drawing board for that.
Yeah, that's one of them. He was in that group, but he never looked like he didn't look confident or comfortable, did he? To be honest, that's the contact with Pini on the outside. No harm, no foul, as in that's just racing. Yeah, Eddie. To take to the gravel, thankfully didn't go down in the gravel. Did well to avoid the young Italian sliding in front of him.
Just heard Dennis Foggia in the back saying, long time I didn't see you. I think he's about to give his interview to Jack Appleyard as Max Quiles poses for the Centre team press officer. Down at Aspar, 1 and 3 for them today. Huge day for Aspar. They've had them here in the past. This one will be special though, even though he's won here before. Dennis Foggia back on the podium in Moto3.
Dennis, after arguably the most difficult period of your career at the start of this season, you're back on the podium, here at Mugello of all places. What are the emotions like?
What emotion, but what a race, what a race. I try everything, and my bike was no too fast like Maximo and Carpe, and so I did okay. I tried to exit first in the first corner because I tried 2 times to exit first, and the rider overtake me after the checker flag, and they say okay. I close all the door in the last lap, but I feel something that was there, but nothing. I would like to thank all my team that support me always. It was a difficult season for me last year, these 2 years, but most important is that I'm back. I'm here, and I don't go far away.
Great to see you back. Congratulations.
It's good to see. He wanted to lead, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said he practiced it.
Yeah.
And that's experience talking there.
Exactly.
But this was the final corner.
Yeah, he just left the door open a bit too much. Not much, because in reality, if you close the door completely in the last corner, you're going to get passed over the line because you've got no exit speed. So it is really, really tricky.
That was the view from on board with Jose Antonio Rueda, and an emotional time for Dennis Fodger, returning back to Moto3, being the runner-up in the class. He's fought for the title on a number of occasions. Can that rekindle his fighting spirit? A bit of a ratatouille rigatone mix on his lid for the Rocket, as he calls himself. Right, let's hear from Alvaro Carpe. He'll be disappointed, but it's been a good weekend all round.
Alvaro, what a brilliant ride. You dominated the race for so long. What are the feelings at the end of it? Frustration just to miss out, or delighted to have been a part of such a great race and to finish second?
Yeah, very close the end. I thought I was finishing first on the last straight, but it was so close the gap. Yeah, I did I think a very good job during all the weekend, also during all the race, because I managed to be on the front. I lead very big part of the race as well, and yeah, I'm very happy for this result. Another podium for me. We have to continue doing this work. Yeah, about the race, I don't know, was very difficult to manage because this long straight it's impossible to make a gap with the others. I tried with 2 laps to go. I tried to make a small gap, but I think with the slipstream is completely impossible. I tried. For me, it's okay because the job was incredible. The performance, I think, was couldn't be better. Yeah, I'm very happy. I want to say thanks to all the team, all the sponsors, the people who support me, all my friends that are looking me on their houses, all my family. Yeah, I'm very happy for this. See you in the next race.
A great ride, well done.
Thank you.
Just 6 thousandths in the end, separating him from his old rival.
He can talk.
Maximo Quiles. Yeah, that was a little bit of a sermon there, wasn't it? Pretty much from Alvaro Carpe. Let's hear from our first-time winner, Maximo Quiles.
Max Quiles, you are a Grand Prix winner, and what a way to do it as well. It's going to take something to take that smile off your face. How do you feel?
It's crazy. I'm so happy. What a difficult race. It was the most difficult race I've ever done. Everybody was really aggressive as well, so I had to be aggressive too. Yeah, I had some touches all over the suit, so it was really tough. But yeah, last 2 laps I said, okay, now I have to prepare, be intelligent, and I positioned in a good way, and I said, okay, I will take him in the last corner and I will do a good exit, and I think nobody will overtake me. Yeah, this is what I did. It's been crazy. I'm so happy. I want to thank the team. They are doing an amazing job. In my first year, they are helping me so much, and all my family, everybody. This is crazy. So yeah, I'm very happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's incredible, isn't he? 17 years old, his 5th start. What a showdown of a race that was. I mean, it had everything. We were screaming at the TV, mainly Guido Pini had the luck of the racing gods there, but we'll get to that. What a race for Max Quiles. I mean, it's so wily and so cunning.
The thing is, he's been riding at this level for the last 4 or 5 years, but obviously, but yeah, coming into Grand Prix racing, your 5th GP, and you win a race, an absolute classic, Mugello. His cunning, his racecraft, his wherewithal, spatial awareness, bike positioning, he's got it all. He's got the Marc Marquez head on his shoulders, such a young lad, and we've seen it over the last few years in Red Bull rookies. His aggression shines through, but to position himself up the outside of his more experienced teammate, he's watched the Red Bull rookies and known that you can win it across the line leading out of the last corner. Everyone used to think you can't come out of the last corner first in Moto3 and win it at the flag. He did just that today. Maximo Quiles, great exit. Not too much weaving. Last year in the Red Bull rookies, he weaved across the track, hit someone and was banned for a race. Today, he's matured, shown exactly what it took to win. Just squeaked it in the end. It was going to be a first-time victory between both Carpe and Quiles. It was Quiles came out on top today, and what a way to do it.
Yeah, it really was an incredible victory. So tight, doesn't really get any tighter. We've had this for the last couple of races, proper stonkers of Moto3 races, and high emotion as well from Dennis Foggia coming back. He's been nowhere all season. He's had a difficult couple of years, dropping down from Moto2, and great to see his fizz, wasn't it?
Yeah, real struggle for Dennis Foggia, you know, going up to Moto2, didn't work out there, and then coming back to Moto3 where he was competitive before, so he's been struggling since the start of the year, and these are really, really hard moments, you know, when you feel like on the down like this. So for him to get a podium, he'll feel like a victory, you know, and you could see that in his interview. He was just so happy. Doing it in Italy as well is the cherry on the cake.
Home soil, but it's Max Quiles who takes all the spoils. Won't be able to celebrate with any alcohol. He's too young. He's only 17.
Oh, and in just his 5th race, what a start to his Grand Prix career. 3 podiums on the bounce now for Maximo. Pole position in France, 2nd on the grid in the USA. His worst results are 7th. That was a bad day at the office, wasn't it? When he came back from injuries. He's already broken his thumb, if you remember, early on in the season. As Brembo, the sponsors of the Grand Prix, hand over the trophy. Another one to fill the bulging cabinet of Jorge Martinez Aspar. Dennis Foggia, back where he belongs on the podium in Moto3. 3rd place for him today. He'll enjoy that one later on this evening. Alvaro Carpe by 6 thousandths, he just missed out. It's a perfect distance, isn't it, from the final corner to the line to create thrilling finishes always here at Mugello. But remember the name, remember him taking his first Grand Prix victory here as the Giovanni Coppioli, president of the Italian Federation, hands over the trophy. First time we've seen him on top of the box. Maximo Quiles wins the Grand Prix of Italy. Another Mercian coming through in MotoGP. Just you try and stop him.
Here, Max's mark.
That's absolutely brilliant from Quiles there. And at 5th race, already managed to get a win. Thank you for watching. That is the end of the Moto3 race. Coming up shortly is the Moto2 race, which will be probably in around 15 minutes or 25. I am not sure, though it is coming up very shortly, so keep an eye out for that, as well as everything on the main channel and this channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.